Special shout out to my boys over at Slow Ride Garage. Make sure you guys check out their website at slowride.com. The first one is to step up to the plate for Blacklisted MX. A pleasure working with these guys, man. They're ripping and tearing up the off-road scene. But make sure you check out some of their merch, man. They got some pretty sick merch out there at slowride.com. And thanks for supporting Blacklisted MX. Welcome back to the show, Chad. We got WLTN Kawasaki 7 race team manager Chad Goodwin. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on to the show again. Once again, it's a pleasure to have you back. I noticed you guys made some changes this year. How's everybody flowing with the new changes, and how's everything going so far this year for you guys as a team?
It's been interesting between the changes that were made internally from the Huber Motorsports program and then Brett Lee with the Walton Raceway. The things that Canadian Kawasaki wants to do this year. It's been busy. It's exciting at the same time.
Okay, good. Now, being that you're a race team manager, you work with a lot of different personalities. A lot of guys coming and leaving. How do you keep everything balanced, like on a level playing field?
Yeah, I mean, at times it's tough. I try to always keep it business and personal. I mean, there's riders that I've had relationships with so long now that I have relationships with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So just try to keep a balance. You know, my big thing is that no matter what their personality is or what they're trying to achieve, that they understand that, you know, I'm always there for them 24/7. My objective is to make them a better person, better racer, help them to grow, to promote racing, whether it's in Canada or around the world.
Okay. You guys added another rider to your roster, Justin Bogle. Who makes the final decision for Kawasaki to bring in the riders? Who's coming in and who's leaving the program?
It's kind of a big group of people. Sometimes it's sponsors that are involved, whether it's Canadian Kawasaki or Brett, myself, people that I have relationships with over the years, the Paul Parabinos from Renthal, guys that opinions that I value and kind of lean on some of that background. We make a long list, and you know, there's reasons for the people that we pick, and they might not always make sense on the outside world. But the guys that we go racing with, we believe that they have championship potential, and that's where we try to make sure they're capable in their craft. But a lot of times, especially with younger development riders, it's about what they do off the track. You know, what's the family involvement? What's the future goals? You know, how do they conduct themselves? So there's a lot into it. Getting Justin officially done is usually 2-3 months to do somebody like Justin. Tanner Ward, same thing. You know, it takes time to make sure we have the resources and people in place to support them so they can achieve their goals. And whether that's Caleb on the 85 or riders in the past or future, there's a lot of time spent before we decide to go forward with a rider.
Okay, and with Hubbard backing out, how did you guys feel like at some point you didn't know what direction the team was going to go, or did you guys already have something set in stone before he even backed out of the program?
Garrett Huber and the Huber Motorsports program, they're still involved, you know, thankfully. And first of all, you know, there's I believe that the Kawasaki image in what they have done in the 5 years, 6 years that they had the program, you know, that elevated. And it was to the point where there needed to be more time and resources to continue to grow. And that was conversations that started 2 years ago. Where do we go? And Gerhardt looked at buying tracks and building a facility and being able to help Kawasaki do more things. And we started going down that path, and the relationship with Walton Raceway grew and grew to where we were able to put a package together where, that's the biggest thing now is what we have the Kickstart program where it's KLX 110s. They can come to Walton and do their training. We have a race shop there, brand new, that's not even done yet, a storefront so you can come in and buy product. So I'm super grateful to the whole Hubers family. I was just there last week, spent a few days at the shop, and finished up some things from the past and opened up some more avenues for the future for what they plan on doing. And then, with Brett and Mel and the entire Walton group, this is a big challenge. Like, say, 3 months ago, we didn't even have a shop drawn up. Mm-hmm. So to draw up a new shop, you have a semi to deal with and logos and then riders and all of the contracts that we had. A lot of them were multi-year deals. So we had to edit them with new ownership. So very interesting time, and I'm super excited about it and can't wait to see where we are from round one.
Well, congratulations on everything and now all the new progress and all the new sponsorships bringing into the program. You said it takes roughly about 3 months to sign Bogle. How long is he under contract for with you guys?
We just have Justin for the motocross portion right now.
Okay.
He has a World Supercross commitment that he wants to do. Our goal is long-term with Justin. It wasn't a short-term deal. There's a lot more that we're still working out, whether we can do the World Supercrosses with him, whether we can bring him into the Canadian indoor program. Obviously, title contenders, if he delivers what he can deliver, we'll keep him back for another year.
So I hear he'll be on a 250. Why the 250 and not the 450?
That took a long time as well. We believe Tanner Ward can be a champion. That was number one. We thought about bringing in Justin on just having the two 450 guys. That went back and forth for a while, and then we kind of had some openings in the 250 class. We weren't sure of the direction. We were in a building program. We had brought Dylan Rempel up from a 85 to the big bikes and knew he needed more time. That was our biggest thing. We didn't want to put him as a sole 250 rider and put all that pressure and expectations and injuries and the things that come from it. So we were just trying to ease him into the future. So then we started looking at putting Justin on a 250, which he was already riding a 250. Quite frankly, most of last year he spent on a 250 doing some indoor stuff and getting ready for it, and he was excited about it. His big thing is he wanted to ride a Kawasaki, and he wanted pro circuit equipment, and we were a good fit for that. So that's kind of how it took a long time to figure out how to financially keep people in each class that we could go contend for titles with, and that's where we are now. And then kind of in the middle of where we're going to have two guys in each class, one guy in each class, we had lots of conversations with Jeremy Mackay. I started building a relationship with him last year, and he put in the work. He actually went and bought a bike so he could start riding prior to a contract. So we're excited about having him on board this year. And from what we've done so far, he's going to be exciting to watch in the 450 class.
Hey, you guys got a full roster this year, man. It's good to see. I personally think Justin will be a great asset to the team because of his experience. I find it just odd, not really necessarily odd. It's just that he will be on the 250. Some guys are better 250 riders. Some guys are better 450 riders. Whatever they feel comfortable on, I guess, what makes the big difference. But he's an older guy. He's kind of like the vet rider in the class now, and he'll be racing against younger kids, so to speak. What are you guys expecting out of him the first year?
Wins. I mean, that's what we hired him for. That's what he wants. That's plain and simple. I'm pretty basic conversation that we have with our group daily is you get a start, you lead laps, you try to win. You don't make mistakes. And if you do your job and you give everything you have, that's all we ask for. So with Justin, that's the program. Get a start, lead laps, try to win. And at the end of the year, that should deliver what we're expecting. And, for us, it's easy because we don't have an expectation as much as that Justin has one. He doesn't plan to come to Canada or run around in 10th, and that's we're going to give him the equipment and see what happens at the end of the year. But we believe he can do that. I think he's a great asset for Canadian motocross. I think that's going to be good for the fans. Obviously we want to win, but at the end of the day, there's more to it. He's a great brand ambassador for Canadian Kawasaki, for the Walton Raceway program, for Seven. There's so much that goes into it with running a race team, especially of this size. With we have 3 pro guys, we have an 85 rider under the tent, and then with the off the track stuff that Walton does, the Trans Can. We have a lot of expectations out of our riders, so we have to have the perfect people to make it work.
Exactly. You guys like I said, you guys got a promising team this year. I wish you guys the best in all your racing. You weren't able to bring home the title last year in the 250 or the 450. Is there anything going to be different besides the rider that's going into the program that you'll be able to capitalize or try to take the title this year?
Well, for sure with Tanner Ward, we picked him up late, and then he rode 250 Supercross. So he was super late getting into testing. It was a bike brand change and size change. And if you look at the end of the season, he was a constant podium guy. And we're on the same basic package. We'll do, testing never stops. We're always trying to make the bike better, but Tanner's about a week out from another doctor's appointment, and then we'll see how things are going. We'll get him back up to speed, and that's where we're putting our he's got the ability. He grew last year, and then kind of same thing with Jeremy. He's new to the program. He's new, so he kind of back into the Tanner role where it's like we know he can fill that role. He can grow into that same spot with Tanner, and they can both contend for podiums and wins, and it makes it pretty simple. And then the 250 package, we've had a great bike. Kawasaki has produced a great 250 for the last few years. And we know with Pro Circuit what they can do on their program. We're giving Justin everything he can to win, and we expect to be competitive and compete for championships. Obviously, nothing is easy in racing, and a lot can happen. But we'll go to round 1 as prepared as we can, with the riders prepared as they can. And when the gate drops, we'll evaluate and keep working. We are year round, and Brett and Mel and the whole Walton group, that's going to be a big asset coming into this season, because some of the things that I don't have to focus so much on, we can grow those areas while I can keep trying to improve the bikes and our training, what we're doing, how we do it, and where we do it. This year we've kind of hopped around some different facilities here in Georgia and Florida. So yeah, it's going to keep progressing. That's the biggest thing.
Good. You guys been a little quiet, man, on your social media side. I don't know if there's some secrets going around, or are you guys purposely not putting things out? You're too busy. What's going on that side of things?
Just the changes, the in-house changes. So, new Facebook, new Instagram, new website. You can go to waltonraceway.ca. That probably is the most current stuff. And then, things will start popping out there. We didn't want to do a lot with improper images. We wanted to make sure that bikes had graphics and riders were all signed. So it's just kind of a quiet time. We're trying to make sure that we are able to deliver the best value for those people who are supporting the team. So that was a kind of a quiet time, but you'll see it ramp up significantly now. Like I said, I was just back in Canada for a bit there, and we already got new bikes apart and things are getting sent off. So it's starting to get exciting times.
Good. Now, you said your riders are jumping around from track to track. So I take it most of the riders right now, besides Tanner, are hitting tracks and putting in laps.
Yes, Jeremy Mackay's at the WW Ranch there in Florida, and Caleb Van Nott's in Georgia at Next Level. And I believe that's where Tanner will start getting back on the bike. And then Justin's going to stay in Southern California for a bit, and that makes it great for us because he can do all of his engine suspension testing. He's right 30 minutes from pro circuit, so he'll be there doing his stuff. And then once he gets his baseline, he'll probably go back home to Florida, which he lives a couple hours north of me. So makes it good where I can get to see the guys quite a bit. And then the beginning of May, we'll all be back there at Walton, do our final testing, and we're going to have a bunch of dealers out to come visit the facility and kind of have a big ride day.
Nice, nice. Last question, man. Hope this one doesn't get you fired. No, but you're good, man. You being a team manager, man. You pretty much work all year long, so I know it's got to play a role on you mentally from time to time. Have you ever had a day where you're just like, man, fuck this? You had to second guess your job where I don't want to do this anymore. And if that's the case, what pushes you to that point, and what actually rebounds you from doing such a thing?
Injuries are the hardest for me. I have kids of my own. When things are going bad with injuries, that's usually the hardest thing for me. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've seen everything you don't want to see. So those are the hard times. I'm generally positive about we can get through no matter what. So that's the big one for me is injuries, and then I keep coming back is just the simple trying to pass on the knowledge that I have. Mm-hmm. I want to see people grow and succeed with their race programs, but it is year round, and it can get worn down at times. I'm super lucky. I have a great staff with mechanics and Brett with an owner. And then even prior to that with Huber Motorsports, I've had great people to help me along the way. Mm-hmm. If I get time, I go hit my boat, and then I'm ready to go again. So, it's kind of an interesting job. I don't think it's for everybody. The travel, the time away from home, and like I say, my kids are grown, so the race team are kind of my next group of kids, and I spend as much time with them as I can to help them along their way.
Good. Well, Chad, man, I thank you for your time. It was a pleasure having you back on the show. You're welcome back anytime, man. I want to thank you once again, and when I see you at the track, man, I love to meet all the new riders on the team, man, and shake hands and say what's up to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Stop by and see us anytime. That goes for anybody.
All right, right on, Chad. Appreciate it, man, and I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, take care, man.
You too. Bye.